Right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to talk to you today about Yatterbox. So traditionally, we've had two challenges. A, information trickling in too slow, or as was the case for this, with the newspapers and traditional media. Or B, which is becoming more prevalent today, over-information. It's seriously, if you checked on your Twitter right now, there's like an influx of tweets coming in. So that brings in one key challenge for me as a business or for an organization servicing a customer, How do I make sense of all this information? It's trickling in slow in one end, it's coming in too fast in the other. Now, what Yatterbox is trying to do today is to try and answer that question. So what we've done is we've built a platform that helps you find that information. So we will collate information around various social media channels. It could be Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, name it. If it's there, we'll find it. And we've decided to make that information easy for you to understand by focusing on key opinion leaders. Our fast space in this area has been around MPs and politicians, which is the vertical we've chosen to go with. So these guys tweet some very exciting things. It will be today about the Leveson inquiry, or tomorrow it could be about, I just bought a new car or this or the other. So we're able to know what device they're using. We're able to know what kind of conversation they're starting, who is it that is driving that conversation for them, and kind of the tangents it's going to. And by helping you understand sort of how this conversation has evolved, we can help you find value so that you can act on it. That's typically what Yatterbox will do for you. So moving forward, we've tried to engage several types of classes of customers, people like the think tanks who are very exciting in what they do. They're concerned about, what's the shift in policy like? Who's driving that shift in policy? Who can we align ourselves to? You'll find the same kind of behavior in the public sector. You'll find it in media where they want to find out who do we bring on board if we want to track a conversation and how it's evolved. And that presents value for a lot of our end customers. So when we work with people like the public affairs companies who are our key focus today, we find a lot of questions coming in around the area of frequency. Today I might want to know sort of what the news yesterday was about, whereas 2 weeks from now, I want to know what the overall debate looked like. So we're able to give you historical perspectives on what the conversations look like over the weeks. Now, our traditional competitors in the public affairs space, are Dodds and de Havilland, two very big ones who recently were trying to merge, but unfortunately due to Competition Commission that fell apart. But we also have new and very interesting challenges like Tweetminster, who focus specifically on Twitter as their channel of information. We have chosen not to go that direction. We've chosen to give you a broad base of information to interact with because we feel that provides you deeper understanding and understanding across multiple platforms. So to kind of give you an overview of where our commercial model is looking like, perhaps I should start by saying we've just successfully completed our proof of concept phase. We think we're now solid on where we're going. We've tested it and customers actually have demonstrated receptivity to it. So we feel pretty confident about that. Now, our commercial models are about three, quite frankly, and that's the intelligence platform, which is the core of what we do. It's where we collate that information, where we curate it, where we're able to give you analysis and insight onto that information. And we typically sell that on a monthly model. It will be licenses starting from about $599 upwards to $2,500 for the larger organizations. That pricing depends entirely on the level and complexity of the team involved in consuming our information. We've just completed a beta stage, and that's been with a third of the UK public affairs organizations, where we're trying to get them to kind of give us that critical feedback on which components of what we've put together are helpful to you, what components do you feel, what might be helpful in 6 months, and things like that. And what we're using this information for is to channel our development efforts, but also to channel our messaging to these people, because we want to be able to align ourselves to the value proposition that we present as Yatterbox. Moving forward, we look at the analytics and insight. This has been an ongoing type of thing we do. We've just completed 2 major ones with one of the largest UK PA firms. And the exciting thing about that has been the level of feedback they give you on it. And that's critical for a startup because we then get to know where we can compete with the big boys, but also where we can get our independent voice. And that's very critical to success. And finally, we've also gone cross-platform. We do believe, quite frankly, and rightly so, that cross-platform, ubiquitous access, quite frankly, is the next frontier. You should be able to consume your information across multiple devices, anywhere, anytime, on the go. But it should be able to make sense and be relevant to your organization. I think that's absolutely critical. It embodies how we think, and we pass it on to our customers, and we listen very actively to what they want to say. So we've done that by launching our mobile apps, and we use that as a very strategic platform that we challenge our customers on. But we've also gone on to streamline our PR strategy and how we interlink all these things into what we do as an organization. So we'll be on newspapers, we'll comment on social media, we'll release infographics around popular events and things like that to just keep conversation going. And that feedback we get inside goes on to help what we do. Now, here's a bit of an overview of what the team is like. It's very interesting. We're at the University of York because this is where we've come from as a team. I'm a current student. I've just finished my second year. I look after our business and technology strategy, but we've also got a mix of recent graduates, Dave and Mark over there. Mark's getting married this month. Congratulations, Mark, if he was here. And Matt herself. Matt is our founder of Yatterbox. But we've also got experience on the other hand of things, people who've been in the policy sector, who've been in the public sector, as well as people who are deeply knowledgeable in finance, like Ian and the rest of the team. And all this brings together experience, it brings together an appreciation for our customers, and it helps us to strategize going forward. So what's some of that feedback we're getting? We recently converted an MP to starting to use Twitter, which is very exciting. I hope his wife catches on. And you know what? It's all positive feedback coming in, even from some of the PA firms we work with. I think this is proof that what we're doing is A, being hard, but also B, is relevant, and people are watching what we're doing. So going forward, if I can get this to work, I'd love to show you sort of the journey that we've mapped out for ourselves. The first stage really is that we've raised some funding. It's helped us to get to where we are today. But the next challenge for us really is to say, now that we have the product and we've proven that it works, how can we scale this opportunity? We want to scale around our vertical of politics because it makes sense for us today. But we also want to scale around the capabilities of our platform. Customer feedback keeps coming in, and we want to enable our customers get actionable information today, tomorrow, whenever they need it. So that next stage for us would be getting a seed round. We've kind of set the target internally at 450,000. That will help us, obviously, to accelerate product development, bringing on more engineers, and with our efforts at business development as well. So I think that's a good spread and a good idea of where we're trying to go as a platform, but it's all around delivering our value proposition as quickly and effectively as possible to our customers so that they get that actionable insight. Here we go. I've been Arthur, and I'm happy to take your questions.